Hi, so this is the F1 Pitstop podcast. I'm your host, Joe Manuel. So basically, this is like the trailer or intro for my pod. So I want to explain to you guys what we're going to be doing here, what to look out for, what's exciting on the pod, how is it different, maybe from other pods. Yeah. So the F1 Pitstop. Um, basically, I don't know if it's the first, but I would say it's one of the few Ugandan F1 podcasts out there. I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm not so sure if I'm the only one, but I'm sure like in an entirety of like Africa, I'm not the only one because I've seen a couple from South Africa, I've seen a couple from Morocco, Kenya. I think I've seen one. I think in Kenya. Yeah, Tanzania. I'm not so sure. So what is F1 pit stop? So for me, the F1 pit stop is like a portal of like knowledge to educate and give people information about Formula One that they don't know about, some information about the sport from so literally teaching them what the sport is about, how interesting is the sport, why should you get into F1. Yeah. So like also talk about the drivers, the teams, the role of a team principal, stuff like that. The engineers on the teams. So for me, that's what F1 pit stop is about. It's about that person who doesn't know about F1. Oh, that person doesn't know enough about F1, and we're trying to get them the knowledge. Cause like right now we're on a push. As if I would say, I don't know if everyone is on the same page with me, but me as an F1 African fan, um, we don't have a Grand Prix in Africa, so that saddens me. And I want us to have one. Because obviously, the talks of there being a Grand Prix being held in Africa, but it's still a slim chance because of the viewership in Africa. It's not that big. So I also want like the sport to be like an eye opener so that the number of followers of F1, the more it increases, the more obviously the FIA will stop ignoring us and they'll give us a chance of giving us at least a Grand Prix, at least one Grand Prix in the calendar to be in Africa. That should be a big W because that should be like the start of better things because it takes two to tango. So we start, we move together, we fight, then we can get a Grand Prix in Africa. So I was posed with this question sometime back. Um, I don't know, not I. Anyway, they asked me to, but it was like a general question, and we're having like a conversation, and we were asking like, in case they were to have like a Grand Prix in Uganda, where would be like the perfect place to have it? And most people were saying like Jinja, if I get to like Nyege Nyege, they have a lot of open space. So putting a Grand Prix there would be like it would make like more sense because of the fact that Steven one of the major tourism places in Uganda, good infrastructures and whatnot. So that would suit like it would be the right place. But for me, I was posed that question. In my head, I'm like, nah. You got a Grand Prix in the streets. If you see like the Monaco Grand Prix, the fact how close the road is to the street, it's basically street racing when it comes to the Monaco Grand Prix. So for me, in my head, I was like, Kampala. Kampala or Entebbe actually. Those two would be like my like the top shouts, like to host where we would have a track for a Grand Prix. For Kampala to be so cool, imagine like as Hamilton is driving, and this is the Grand Prix in Kampala is bypassing via the slums. Man is like yo like fuck. Yeah, but definitely I don't think the FIA can allow us to put it a slum because F1 is bougie. So Entebbe most likely, because Entebbe has really good roads, and the infrastructure is actually good in Entebbe. It actually would suit a Grand Prix. Yeah, it would suit a Grand Prix. The roads are good. The fact that it's actually next to the zoo, so like adding that element of like why Uganda, the fact that Uganda is like the pearl, and we have a rich heritage in like the animals, the forestry, the lake, obviously Lake Victoria, and in Entebbe you can see Lake Victoria. That should be cool. Whereby they're driving and they bypass Lake Victoria. That should be fun. Maybe pass through, not pass through necessarily, but maybe pass around the zoo. That would also be fun. It would be cool, like adding those parts of what makes us Ugandan into like the Grand Prix, because basically Ugandans we don't really showcasing too much. So yeah, um, what's in store, or what am I going to be doing on the F1 pit stop? So we're going to be talking obviously analysis. Um, a couple of episodes will be for obviously educating people about F1, what goes about in the sport, why do they use this, why do they like using carbon fiber, does the car need to have a pit stop, all of that, the conversation, the iconic roads, I'm sorry, Grand Prix, legends of the sport obviously. Then we shall also be having like interviews with obviously analysts, serious analysts, and have them on the pod to talk about it. Obviously, then also F1 enthusiasts, they come through, we have a conversation. Also fun, also other people who want to get to know about the sport but want to talk about it, to get to know about face to face. All that content will be on the pod. Yeah. Then race weekend, obviously talk about those, from practice sessions to qualifying to race Sunday. So all of those will be talked about. Then breaking news anytime there's something or new development in Formula One, those ones will also be talked about. Yeah, that's what's in store. Plus also watch alongs for race Sundays. Yeah, obviously different people coming to support their teams, their drivers, and we're just talking about F1 the entire time. Also, going to be having a YouTube channel for the F1 Pitstop, so look out for that. I'll be sharing the details for that. So look out for that. Then what else? Yeah. Then where to find us? On Instagram it's F1 underscore pitstop. Then on Twitter, same F1 underscore pitstop. So there we shall be sharing different information, asking questions, and you'll be obviously we shall be responding to some of your questions on the pod. So in case you ask a question, come back to the pod and let's get you answered. Yeah, we don't have details for Facebook yet, but and YouTube at the moment, but that will also be shared. Then how often, duration for the pod, when it shall be airing, when the episodes shall be airing. So we're going to be doing episodes every Saturday. Saturday episodes will be dropping, but obviously coverage for race weekend shall also be covered. Let's say for the race weekends, so from Friday to Sunday, all those days we shall be talking about what has transpired in practice, qualifying, then also race Sunday. Then on Monday after the race weekend, we shall have a deep analysis about whatever has transpired throughout the whole weekend, from qualifying to practice sessions to sprints, and also the race Sunday. Talk about the winners, the losers of like the weekend. Yeah, then obviously breaking news And for breaking news, anytime, in case it's urgent news and it is seriously impacting, that will be dropped anytime. So look out also for those. Subscribe to the channel so that you can always be notified. Then where to find the podcast? You it is accessible. The F1 Pitstop is accessible on Apple Podcasts for all iPhone users. Then we have Google Podcasts also. Yeah, and Amazon Podcasts plus AfriPods or plus Spotify too. That's where all the content is gonna be found. So anytime maybe you're driving back home, you're not chill, you want to know a little bit about F1, those are the platforms you can find us on. Any developments with other platforms, obviously I'll be informing and we'll be sharing them. So keep a lookout for that. Yeah, but generally that's my pod is mainly to be like a driving force for F1 in Uganda, build a fan base and a community, like a good community where we can be sharing stuff about Formula One and hopefully have live shows in the future. Yeah, so once again, I remain Legio Manuel Anthony, the host of the F1 Pitstop. Tune in anytime, anywhere. The episodes will always be there ready for you. Thank you.